So it looks like with all the recent events that the Bengals are actually going ahead and ramping up the negotiation talks with Jamarr Chase. Unlike with the T. Higgins situation, when that went kind of, viral and people talked about it, wasn't that big of a deal because it looked like the Bengals really just didn't care. They weren't interested. But with the hold-in of Jamarr Chase and now all the other talks that are going on, it looks like the Bengals actually might cave here. They might give in to these demands and just try to get this contract over with. Which, wow. This is not your typical Bengal move. Yeah, usually the Bengals do not do this. Usually when you try to play hardball with the Bengals, they hit you with a metal bat and tell you to leave. But, hey, it is what it is at the end of the day. They're trying to win a Super Bowl, so hopefully this is a positive thing in the end here. But as it says here from Jeremy Fowler, ESPN, he talked about this on ESPN Sports Center today. He said based on his sources from inside the Bengals, they are trying to get this contract done as quick as possible. So I guess the timeline of it being done in a year, or not done this year, but done next year, might not be 100%, the same philosophy as they have now around a month later when they haven't seen Jamarr Chase out there processing. Zach Taylor kind of looked like a fool because he said Chase would process and Chase didn't process. So kind of interesting how the tides are changing now. And now with yesterday, Ian Rappaport coming out and saying that Chase just wants one penny over Justin Jefferson's contract. Seems like maybe that's a lot more reasonable than our first, hearing that Chase wanted $40 million per year for 4 years, $160 million total. So maybe Chase came down to a more realistic number. And to be honest, if that is the case, I'm happy. I am happy to get this crap over with and get into our season. We play in 1 week, and there isn't even talk about our Patriots game in a week. Like, no analysts, no sports media, everything is about Jamarr Chase getting paid. It is so frustrating and so just repeat crap over and over and over again. Pay him, don't pay him, set principles, don't set principles. At this point, it looks like the Bengals are intensifying, trying to get this done. It looks like Chase wants to get this done. And at the end of the day, they just want him back on the practice field. Now, again, the fact is, we can kind of, twiddle our thumbs here and go back and forth. But the fact is, this will set a principle moving forward for players who do have 2 years left on the contract, that if they hold in and refuse to play, they will get paid. And we're going to see this, not only on our team, but a lot of other teams as well. But I think this is kind of, and it's kind of annoying, but this has kind of been the trajectory for a lot of players, I feel like, where it's like, okay, if player A doesn't get paid or player A wants a new contract, they're just going to refuse to play until they get paid. If they don't feel like they're, making the money they should make, they're just not going to play anymore. And you're going to have to pay them more money. And maybe in a year or so, player A, I'm not saying this about Jamarr Chase, by the way. This is nothing to do with Jamarr Chase, what I'm saying. But let's say in a year, player A says, not enough anymore. The market went up. All these other guys getting paid. I know I signed a 3-year contract, but now I want another contract. I want a new one. The last one, that wasn't good enough for me now because the market changed. I want more money. It's a domino effect. But hey, listen, it is what it is at the end of the day. That's kind of how the football is nowadays. It's about, next man up. But it is a business, right? It is a business, and that's how business works. So hopefully, again, like I said, everything I just said right there isn't about Jamarr Chase. I don't believe Jamarr Chase will do anything I just said. I think we're going to pay Jamarr Chase, and he'll be good, and everything will be fine for the foreseeable future. But outside of the Bengals, don't be surprised if some of these players, that starts happening. They start getting paid, and then that contract ends up not being enough for them anymore, and then they want a new one, and then they're gonna request to be traded, and then it's gonna be like, wow, you just got a contract. Yeah, but now I saw this other player get paid, and he got paid more money, and even though I got my contract like 2 years ago, I no longer agree to that, and I want more. So I'm gonna hold out or hold in until I get paid. Eventually what's going to happen, I feel like, is players, they're going to change the CBA to say that if you hold in now, you'll get fined if you hold in. They're going to say if you hold out or hold in, you're going to get fined. I feel like that's a trajectory we're going to go to. So, let's get this crap over with. Give him his money. Figure things out. And let's go on to the season. Because again, like I said, the season's right around the corner. And all we hear about is just crap at this point. And at this point, you know you're going to pay the guy. You know you're going to give him money. You know eventually it's going to happen. Let's just get this over with. Now, I still have my doubts that we'll get this contract done this week or next week. I still think we're going to not get this contract done until the end of the season. And I know with all these recent reports and all these, rumors and all this other stuff that, like, how would you think that if you're hearing the opposite? And the reason why, I know the Bengals. You don't cover this team every single day, 3 to 5 times a day. Read a million bazillion articles, a million bazillion different videos you watch on the Cincinnati Bengals, and read probably 60, 70 hours of literature about this team and think that this team is going to pay Chase anytime soon. I feel like my brain is so tradition to that's not how the Bengals operate. So I don't know. I'm still on the concept of we're not going to pay him to the end of the season. But if this is what people are saying, this is what the ESPN and inside sources are reporting, I'm going to report it, but I'm still on the fence about the whole concept because I don't know if we're going to pay him and we're going to get a contract done. But, hey, listen, 1 penny over Jamarr Chase, I can live with that. What is that, 35 point whatever million? Okay, 1 more penny. It's petty as heck. I love Petty. Okay, I'm Petty. I made the Tom Petty reference to Won't Back Down last video. I love Tom Petty, so let's just see how this goes. Anyway, guys, sorry about that. I'm ready for this season, okay? I'm ready for this Super Bowl year, and I'm tired of all this crap. Let's get it. Who they excuse me. Who they think gonna beat them Bengals? Who they think gonna beat them Bengals? Nobody.